This episode of WGW Today is being sponsored by MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. And hey, maybe you heard the 2012 Disney Cruise Line itineraries are out. There's a lot. Disney's branching out quite a bit in 2012. And if you want to be a part of it and you need some help planning it, the travel agents MEI and Mouse Fan Travel can help you book that 2012 cruise aboard one of the many Disney ships, whether it's New York or any other destinations Disney Cruise Line serves. These travel agents can help you plan that trip. Visit them online at mousefantravel.com.
Bringing the world to your world, this is Walt Disney World Today. Here are Mike Scopa, Len Testa, Mike Newell, and your host, Matt Hochberg.
It's Wednesday, April 13th, 2011, and this is episode 862 of WGW Today. I'm Matt Hochberg of StudioCentral.com. Joining me on today's show is Len Testa, co-author of The Unofficial Guide to Walt Disney World. Welcome to the show, Len.
How's it going, Matt?
Outstanding. Hey, Len, I noticed, by the way, when I was in Hollywood Studios last week, that David Lee Roth is mentioned by name in Disney Channel Rocks. Are you ready to join the Hollywood Studios bandwagon now?
He's mentioned by name in Disney Channel Rocks?
Yeah, or maybe you can jump like David Lee Roth. And then they go on. They say David Lee Roth.
Wow.
My admiration for the studios just went up 1,000%.
See?
That's right. Did they say Sammy Hagar? No. The Red Rock was
no
not
one would do
mentioned.
that. You know what? I'm going to go out now and I'm going to write the new review for Disney Channel Rocks. 5-star.
5-star. Best show ever.
Everyone has to see it. Thousands and thousands of people are going to line up. You know what's funny is Jen Selke and I were having this debate the other day about whether Mulch, Sweat, and Shears ever played Van Halen songs. She actually sent me a video last night of them playing Jump.
Yeah.
And one of the guys from Mulch saw her filming and went up and actually sang like 3 inches from the camera. I could literally see the guy's tonsils on the video. It was hysterical. Those guys are great. Those guys are great. You gotta go see them when
Absolutely.
you're there.
Mulch, Sweat, and Shears is a great show, and they're usually play at on the streets of America on Hollywood Studios.
A lot of fun.
Also joining us on today's show is Mike Scopa, a senior feature writer and blogger for alleears.net. Welcome, Mike.
That sure ain't all that's big.
Country Bear Jamboree.
Yes.
Thank you.
Whenever you hear the word ain't, there's a good chance it came from Country Bear Jamboree.
Not much use of the word
but,
ain't.
Wait a minute.
Keep that in mind.
Kiss my grits.
Kiss my grits.
Also joining us on today's show is Mike Newell of Mouse World Radio. Welcome to the show, Mike.
I can't even follow that, so hello.
And also joining us on today's show is the fabulous Annette Owens, a manager of customer relations and group services for MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. Welcome to the show, Annette.
Yeah, it's always kind of funny to hear Scopa say southern phrases like ain't.
Ain't. Mike could.
It's Wednesday. We're answering your listener questions. We'll start with an email from... Who's this from? Nathan, who writes, in regards to episode 857, Death at Walt Disney World, I'm shocked you guys didn't think of this during the show. If you have to die at Walt Disney World, the only place you could do it would be the Haunted Mansion, so you could be 1,000th happy haunt.
We thought about it.
It's too obvious. That's the obvious guess. That's like,
Yeah, come on. It's too...
Oh,
Len?
bye-bye.
Did he die?
It's too literal. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's too literal. It's too obvious.
It's too literal.
Nathan writes, though, as far as the method, any of the epithets from the old tombstones would be my choice. Here lies good old Fred, a great big rock fell on his head. Or, here rests Wethel R. Bender. He rode to glory on a fender.
Yeah, funny.
Very nice. Thank you, Nathan. Next email is from JG, Cessna 157. Hoorah!
Hoorah.
Hi there, fellas and lady, if applicable, plus Len.
Wow.
Ouch.
Yeah, whatever.
Wow.
Jay Griffith here, also known as Cessna 157 on the internets. I have a question that I hear specifically for Matt, but I'd like to hear the rest of the gang's thoughts as well. I'll be moving, or depending on timing, have recently, not so recently, moved to Kissimmee, and it'll be honored to call Matt, Marissa, Mickey, and Minnie my neighbors, and I have a question about how to go about this. How much time lapsed between the time you moved until the first visit to the parks as a local? Hours? Minutes? I'm going to need to get my Florida resident pass. Well, let me answer that question first. When I moved, probably no more than 24 hours, that's for sure. I'm pretty sure we went that night.
You went the first night you were in Orlando?
Yeah, probably moved down here. What do you want to do? Let's go to Disney World.
So you like shoved all the boxes in the apartment or house and then said, okay, done. Let's go to the parks.
We moved down. We had everything in a we moved down it was like a Bruce Springsteen song. Like we packed whatever we could in the back of my car, and then we were staying. We didn't have any place we didn't have any place to live, so we stayed in a timeshare for a week, hoping to find a place by the time the timeshare ended and a job, and it all worked out.
Wow.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure we went.
Tramps like you, baby, you were born to run. Where are we going with that?
Exactly. I'm going to need my Florida resident pass, and if I understand it correctly, I will need to present a Florida driver's license. Is the DMV open 24 hours a day? What do I do if I arrive with the moving truck at 7 p.m. and the Magic Kingdom is open till midnight?
What DMV anywhere is open 24 hours a day?
Yeah, that's what I said. Is there a DMV that's open 24 hours somewhere? There isn't, Jay, but actually the DMV in Florida, I know they didn't do this in Connecticut, but in Florida, you can actually make appointments at the DMV, so you don't have to wait in line like a scene out of Beetlejuice. Like you make your appointment for they're like fast passes. If you make it for 2 o'clock and you show up a little before 2, there's 2 lines. One's a standby line for the suckers, and then they have the reservation line. Basically, if you have a reservation, that just gets you to the front of the line, so you get to get the next available attendant, and that makes it so much better because I know we've all had those memories of sitting in the DMV line wherever and waiting forever. So that would be my advice, Jay. Make sure you forever. Make an appointment. Next email is from Patrick from Nashville. There is an open Wi-Fi spot in Innoventions West near the Great Piggy Bank Adventure.
Yeah.
The idea is Think Place events, so I imagine it's coming from the hidden IBM meeting room.
It's IBM, yeah.
Cool. Well, I'm sure that's gone now, but thank you, Patrick. I can already hear Newell going over there.
You hear the pitter-patter of little feet.
Next email is from Jason Conroy of Spokane Valley, Washington.
Spokane?
Yeah.
Spokane?
Oh.
Spokane, Washington.
Never mind. Their pronunciation guide here. Spo is in row and cane is in can. All right. Spokane.
Wah, wah.
Spokane, Washington.
Whatever. Can. Whatever. He's from Washington. We'll be visiting the world from the day before Thanksgiving through... They're going after Thanksgiving to December. Let's put it that way.
It's pronounced Washington, by the way. Go ahead.
My wife will be going with her brother and 2 older kids, ages 8 and 4, to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. Woo. I won't be going because I've already went during the prior visit in 2007 while my wife went back to Tacoma Towers with our then 18-month-old. I'll be alone with a 20-month-old son at the Polynesian. Sorry, Scope, the wonders of Disney through a toddler's eyes are amazing. And we'll be looking for something to do. Assuming my wife and company go to the parks after the midday nap at 5 o'clock, where would be a good place to eat and then get a park hotel to visit? And no, Scopa, staying in our hotel to avoid annoying people with our young child is not a choice. I'm going to open any park or hotel on property, downtown Disney, and eating counter service. I was thinking a walk to the Transportation Ticket Center, then to the studios for the Osborne Lights, and maybe some character meets or a monorail ride to the Magic Kingdom, and then a bus or a hotel to see the Christmas decorations. We live in the Pacific time zone, so we are able to stay out a little later.
Well, you could go. Why don't you take a bus and go to the studios? Why would you take the monorail?
Oh, no, they're not taking... Did you say the monorail? No, taking a walk to the TTC and then to the studios. So they walk to the TTC, pick up the bus.
I thought TTC monorail. Okay, so TTC and then bus?
Yeah, because
why wouldn't you just take the bus from the Poly to the studios?
Good question. My only thought is that the Polynesian shares a bus with other resorts and the TTC would be more direct. It's just a guess. I'm not sure. I mean, here's the thing, though. Here's my issue with it, Jason, is that if you're going to go do stuff in-park stuff like the Osborne Lights, which is great, I totally love it and everything. If you're doing an in-park thing, what happens then the next day when your wife's like, hey, let's go see the Osborne Lights? And you're like, I already saw it yesterday,
Right.
I mean, you might want to see it again. I'm not saying that, but I would think you might want to do something that not necessarily someone else would want to do, and with a what's some stuff that they could do that's not in park if that's the case?
Ooh, it's not in the parks. Well, a couple of things. One is if they're at the Polynesian, watch the fireworks from the beach for Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party.
Absolutely, it's a great thing. Yeah, your family's out over in the park, and you can still see the fireworks from your beach, and then you don't have to worry about the crowd. You could probably also pool hop at the Grand Floridian because that's a fun pool. I know you're not supposed to, yada yada yada, but you could. The walk. How's the walk from Epcot to the studios? It's at least half an hour, especially with the 20-month-old. So that's not
But is it fun?
I'd say, yeah, it's not too bad. It's about a 20-minute walk. You're walking
Is there
along.
stuff to see?
In the boardwalk. The studios, between the boardwalk and the studios, there's nothing to see. It's an underpass and water.
Right. You get that sort of diesel smell there going. All right.
Love that smell of diesel in the morning.
Yeah, it is.
You can wave as a boat goes by.
It's true.
Jason writes, P.S. Len, even though this will be only our second trip to Walt Disney World, my wife has every unofficial guide dog-eared and well-used since 2006. Thanks for the fantastic job you all do with the unofficial guide.
Thanks.
And PBS Matt, thanks for recommending Mouse Fan Travel. Agent Jan Pepe, that's her name, has been wonderful to work with, and we look forward to working with her more as our trip nears.
Yay, Jan.
Next email is from Hank from Illinois.
Hank
to our-
from, no,
Hank from
somebody
where?
Hank needs to be from Texas or Oklahoma.
He's from somewhere
all my
cool.
exes live in Texas.
That you know.
Hank writes, our favorite resort to stay at during Christmas is the Wilderness Lodge, but a lot of people feel the same way. That's why we're having to stay at Kidani Village for the first time. Really, we love it there. That's why we're not staying there. We're really excited about moving over.
The place is so popular, no one goes there anymore.
We are really excited about moving over to Bay Lake Towers to a standard view room for Christmas Eve and Christmas. My question is, where are the standard no view rooms, and what can you see?
The standard no view rooms would be there would be the
Parking lot?
Yeah, you'd be the outside. I guess the outside of the the parking lot looks at the
Parking lot would look at Magic Kingdom.
Yeah. You'd have to be the side that faces the Contemporary. But even then, it's a C shape, right?
Right.
So if you hold your hands together so that your palms are touching, it's the back part of your right hand. Those rooms would view the Contemporary, but that's still not a bad view. I mean, you don't see the bay and you don't see the Magic Kingdom, but those aren't terrible.
That's a great visual, by the way.
Yeah, thanks.
I just did it as you said. I was like, oh, yeah, it does make
Exactly
shape.
right. Yeah.
And if I may ask a second question, what resort would each or you prefer to stay at during Christmas?
I'm actually staying at Bay Lake Tower.
There you go.
Yeah, is that way are you staying there so that way you can avoid the huge crowds and still see the fireworks and everything?
It's so that I don't have to. We stayed at Pop Century or one of the All-Star resorts last time, and we stayed through New Year's, and the crowds were just insane whenever the park closed, and I didn't want to have to wait, an hour for a bus or 2 hours for a cab or whatever. So we literally stayed walking distance from Magic Kingdom.
Next email. Actually, what are our favorites? That was only Len. Skip, what about you? Favorite resort for Christmas?
I would stay at probably Beach Club because I'd probably spend more nights at Epcot than any other. Than at Magic Kingdom, and also if I'm at Beach Club, I could actually walk to the studios. So if I wanted to do Osborne, so I think Beach Club would probably be it.
Okay. What about you, Noel?
Not for Christmas, but the holiday season, I stayed at the Wilderness Lodge, and just alone for the decorations would be a reason why I'd stay there.
Yeah, I like the Wilderness Lodge too for that. I mean, it's hard to beat that one, especially.
It's very pretty. Yeah.
But for the Christmas crowds, you guys really, when the park closes, you're gonna wait like 6 boats.
Take
to
the
go
little
back?
boat.
Yeah, why
You
not?
swim for it? An inflatable raft?
They run those pretty big boats to Wilderness Lodge during peak times.
And it's cold.
I don't know,
Just
dude.
saying.
I don't know. I think you're.
See, I'm going to be over with Scopa over at Beach Club because I'm not really going to go to Magic Kingdom. I would be over more in Epcot and Studios. And there's nothing better than the smell of the gingerbread in the lobby.
Yeah, it's hard to beat that. I mean, I was thinking like Beach Club or something, because they have the carousel eau chocolate, and the smell's hard to beat. But for overall ambiance, I'm still, even though Len has a point, Wilderness Lodge.
Okay, that's fine. Then you guys are invited to Bay Lake Tower this Christmas.
They can wave at you from your room while they're freezing on the boat.
I will.
Listen-
I may throw some champagne your way.
Listen to this. She's already moving herself right in. Look at that.
Yeah, exactly.
Next email is from Bob from Reading, Pennsylvania. I looked on allers.net and can't find Animal Topper sports bottles anymore. Does this Animal Kingdom still have these?
Oh, it's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember them.
Yeah, you mean like the different shapes, right? So like the lion.
I
the
remember
elephant.
seeing them, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a great question. I'll ask one of the researchers to look. So I'll post results on the website.
Very good. Next email is from Carrie, and here we go, Newell. It's a moral conundrum.
Oh, no.
And Len already mentioned it before, pool hopping.
Ah.
What is actually the penalty if you are caught swimming in the other resort pools? We're probably staying at Port Orleans Riverside, which has a nice pool, but we'd like to try out the pool at the Polynesian or Boardwalk. How do they know you're not staying at the particular resort? Let's just say we do get caught. Will we get kicked out of Disney altogether? Will we be banned from said resort? Will we find ourselves in jail? If so, there's a bottle of tequila in it for whoever bails us out. Thanks.
They probably will ask you to leave the pool, though.
Oddly, I keep $1,000 handy just for this particular event.
Testa bails and bonds.
Exactly. Yeah, they'll ask you to leave.
Next email is from John Walker. Love your drinks, by the way. My wife and I...
He's jacked to Matt. Because they go back so far.
My wife and I will be spending 24 nights at Scopa Towers in October. Wow.
Wow.
We've not been to the world since 2008 and need to catch up. We'll be spending 4 full days off property doing some of the other Orlando attractions, including a helicopter tour of Walt Disney World and Kissimmee. Should we get an annual pass? And what are some of your favorite off-property things to do? Thanks for everything you guys do.
Yes, an annual pass.
Yes, just get an annual pass.
Yeah. Just save on that room.
Yeah, sir.
Yeah, the break even is 11 days.
Yeah, so you'll easily hit that. Favorite off-site stuff? First of all, eating off-site's always nice. Get a little, save some money on food, and you get a little better variety, of course.
What do I like to do off-site?
I used to recommend going to Old Town, but I really believe it is an awful tourist trap, and honestly, I don't even think it's worth going to once.
It reminds me of south of the border.
Oh yeah, but you're right about that, Annette.
The thing I like to do, the thing I've done a couple of times with Hannah offsite is just get out and go to a bookstore and hang around for an afternoon, read some books. You'd be surprised how there's really nothing to read in Walt Disney World, and sometimes you're just tired of being bombarded with media.
So you get printed media.
Well, you bombarded with stuff that you can't control, nothing that's interactive. I mean, a book is more interactive, magazines, stuff like that. You can just browse. Go get some. At dinner or go to Starbucks or something like that. That's
I would say, actually, what about going to the beach for a day? I mean, you are in Florida. The ocean is, about an hour either way you go, east or west, and that could be a nice little thing to do. Go for the day. It's that close and pretty easy to go.
Well, I was going to say, check out SeaWorld just because SeaWorld quite a lot of times has the come back
that's
for
right.
free.
Yeah.
So you might could get 2 days.
Yeah,
especially if you're there for 24 days, you've got time.
Cool.
Absolutely. Next email is from Ricky from Worcester. Is it Worcester also? It's in the United Kingdom. Do they pronounce it Worcester or Worcester?
Worcester.
In the UK they do it too? Oh no, he says Worcester in the UK is pronounced the same as Worcester, not far from Scopa. There you go.
Worcester.
Ricky from Worcester, United Kingdom. Hello, Trevor, Matt, Mike, Len, Annette, and anyone else.
Take care.
Yeah, I love the listeners sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. I have an iPhone and wanted to subscribe to touring plans so I can use lines while in the parks, but I'll be visiting from the United Kingdom, so to use data on my current phone while abroad would result in a very nasty shock when I return. Currently, roaming data costs around $9 per megabyte.
Yeah.
So, are there any free Wi-Fi spots within the parks that I could use to connect and update lines, or even any Wi-Fi that I can pay for? I considered buying a U.S. SIM card while on holiday, but my iPhone is locked into my UK carrier, so that wouldn't work without me getting the phone unlocked.
Yeah, it's expensive. You could just get another phone altogether, just a cheap
prepaid one,
prepaid phone, at Walmart or something like that, and have it, order it and have it shipped.
Yeah, I mean, to unlock your iPhone, all you have to do is jailbreak it, which doesn't do anything. There's some sort of ambiguity about that, but I mean, it's not a huge deal to jailbreak your phone these days, and that would allow you to use the U.S. SIM card. But you could do that. The other alternative is, Newell, you get a monthly what's it called? The pay-as-you-go MiFi.
Yeah, but then he has to buy the device, so that's $150. I mean, you could probably get a Droid from Virgin Mobile and do the monthly, but then you still got to buy the device.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, it's got to be how much the data plan's a megabyte. Well, here's the thing. I mean, the thing with lines is it's virtually all text. You don't ever have to download like a map or anything like that. It's probably one of the simplest, most efficient applications in terms of data usage.
Not because that you're biased or anything.
Well, no, but no, actually, but the reason we didn't do it for the cost. We did it to make it fast. So it was definitely a conscious decision not to put graphics in there. because we wanted it to load fast.
Right.
So it's going to be about as small as you can get. The alternative is to just turn off roaming. So just check it before you leave the hotel, and then go with it for the day. Just turn roaming off and use the app as it is. Just don't ask for a Oh, wait, that wouldn't work. That wouldn't work because it's all server based.
You're missing the big picture, though. What we should do is go into business of renting phones to foreign, tourists.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Let's do it, Len. Moneybags.
All right.
Hey, you just threw me out of it.
It was your idea.
yeah,
You just
that
got
was harsh.
chunked right out.
Let's do it, Len, he says. Wow.
He actually, Newell founded the company. It was his idea, and Matt kicked him out within 10 seconds.
Within 10 seconds.
Just call me Steve Jobs.
Wow.
Next email is from Ryan Measure of Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. I was checking out Amazon for Disney books and was wondering if there was any that cover the building of the Magic Kingdom. I read Project Future, and while I found it a good read, it was very dry at some points.
Since the world began?
That's a good book. Is that still in print, Len?
You can get it used. And then Imagineering. The Imagineering book is good.
Very good. I'm also heading to the world for my birthday in August, and we're going to the Magic Kingdom that afternoon when we get there.
Nice.
I don't know what that sentence makes no sense. Anyway, I'm wondering if Disney does anything for their birthdays anymore. I'll be 32, no. So nothing that would be too kiddie.
Nah, grab the button. You get free cupcakes. Woo!
Yeah, you can get the button at City Hall, and then any sit-down restaurants you're at, they almost always give you a free dessert, usually like a small cupcake or a little piece of cake or something like that. Wear your cupcake. Wear your
cupcake.
Wear your button, and you never know what can happen. I mean, some people have gotten a lot of stuff on their birthday, like surprise fast passes, cast members, moving to the front of the line. But these are all like, it's not guaranteed by any means. Your mileage may vary.
Yeah, exactly.
Expect nothing.
Stop by the bakery, stop by the candy shop. You never know.
You never know.
You might never know.
Oh, so speaking of cupcakes, we haven't talked about baby cakes probably in a couple of episodes. It's our favorite pastry place, vegan bakery in downtown Disney.
Of course.
It's the only vegan bakery
that I've
downtown Disney.
Here's the thing I've just realized about baby cakes.
Yes.
The cakes don't actually contain baby.
It took me a couple of visits to figure that out, but
blasphemy.
I feel really bad
about
this.
But they still taste pretty good.
It's obviously they're using imitation baby to make it vegan. That's
vegan
what
baby.
I'm going with.
I'll have to ask Emily about that one.
Yes, we'll have to have Emily back on the show.
Baby in the corner?
Nobody puts baby in the corner.
Nobody puts baby in the corner or in the cake.
Although baby cakes is in the corner. How funny is that?
Nobody puts baby cakes in the corner. All right, we'll take it if the run's cheap.
That should be a shirt. Oh my God, nobody puts baby cakes in the corner.
Okay, kick me out of it and somebody run with it. There you go.
Matt will just do it, yeah. That's a great idea, Len. Let's make a shirt out of
I
that.
have to make the shirts.
That's a great idea. All right, time for our last question of the day. That means I'll give Mr. Newell 3 emails to choose from. One gets read today. The other 2 go back to the email queue to be answered later. You ready, Mike?
Yeah, this bus tire really hurt, but I'm okay.
Ditch the kid. Should we become swingers?
Whoa, wait. What kind of show is this?
Nerdiest of nerds or food, glorious food?
Wow, these are great subject lines.
I don't know where to go. I'm into nerds.
Nerdiest of the nerds.
Okay.
Right up our alley.
Doesn't surprise me.
Said Allie, right?
Last email of the day is from Mark Wiggum of Greenwood, Indiana.
I just tweeted out his
the video.
The best video, man.
Yeah, I did see that.
He did the best video, yeah. He made a Magical Express like video for his daughter's trip to Walt Disney World. It was great.
Nice. Hey guys, love the show. We are in the final stages of planning our next visit to the world, which starts on May 27th. I found that I've become quite the obsessive-compulsive nerd when it comes to all things Disney, especially when planning a trip, and continue to find new ways to top the insanity of our last trip.
Stop the insanity.
All under the guise of creating a new and bigger magical experience for our girls. This has got me thinking it would be really cool to hear what kind of craziness you've come across from other listeners. In the past, I've done things like send gifts and letters from Mickey, in quotes, and other characters, created 200-page binders with anything and everything planned out. To this trip, I've decided to create a video for the girls to watch in the car from the house, similar to the one they show on Magical Express. Completely narrations of
wait, hold on. So we need to stop and say, you didn't read the question to us ahead of time. I just mentioned it.
Right.
All right. That's great.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We did not read this ahead of time. I had no clue that he was going to write this. I didn't even know who the guy was. Complete with narration of plans for the trip, since they won't find out that we're going till the morning we leave. I think it would be very interesting to hear what other listeners have done. Also, I thought I would share with you the 3 most important tips when it comes to a Disney World vacation. The first, which is plan, whether it's using the unofficial guide, touringplans.com, or any number of websites or guidebooks. Second, be prepared to be flexible to stick to your plans as much as possible. And finally, 3, set attainable expectations. I always heard it said that there's no way you will see it all in one trip. While I believe that to be true, we are on our 4th trip in 6 years and have traveled with a variety of different people. And so far, we've come home feeling we accomplished everything we set out to do and see.
Awesome.
So, crazy things you guys have done to surprise or before the trip. I haven't done anything, but I've seen a lot of those videos on YouTube where people surprise their kids. We're going to Disney World.
I told Hannah where we're going when I've done trips before. We're like, yeah, just get in the plane, kid. Shut up.
Oh my God.
I think the meanest thing we did, I'm just going to say it now. The meanest thing we did was we drove to Hilton Head with the kids, and they fought the whole way.
Uh-huh.
And we had this great plan of how we were going to surprise them and go up. We got kicked out of Hilton Head, so we've got to go somewhere else on vacation.
Uh-huh.
But they fought the whole way. So our note to them from Mickey Mouse was, get out of my house and go home.
What?
Nice.
You can't get along. Just go home. I don't want you here. And we get in the car, and they were so upset they didn't catch on for the longest time that we were going south instead of north. They didn't catch on until we got to Jacksonville and they saw the bridge, and then they realized where they were going.
Okay. I thought you really were going to go home. Like, forget it. Let's just go home.
No. Once you paid for the vacation, you can't just, reason for cancellation isn't your kids aren't getting along.
Although I give you credit for driving a couple 100 miles in the wrong direction, just for the point of a surprise.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, no. But that was, I think, the meanest thing we did to surprise them. But it's hard to get past your kids, especially when they've been so many times.
Yeah.
They kind of know. So.
That's funny.
Very good. Well, that's going to do it for us today. Don't forget this episode of WDW Today has been sponsored by MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. And while you're planning that secret evil trip to surprise your kids with, and
evil, that's Matt. That's not going to be their marketing slogan next year.
I don't know about that. Becky could be going with evil this year.
I don't know.
But if you want to plan that trip to surprise them, and you want a little help with that, maybe you want some ideas, maybe you want to make sure that trip you're going to be surprising them with is going to be perfect. Why not have the travel agents at MEI and Mouse Fan Travel help you plan that perfect trip to Walt Disney World? Check them out online at mousefantravel.com. If you want to find our older episodes, read our show notes, or send us your comments, you can visit us online at wdwtoday.com. For Len Testa, Mike Scopa, Mike Newell, and the fabulous Annette Owens, who's not evil, I'm Matt Hotchberg. We'll see you on the next show.
Stupid Judy, stupid energy.
This has been a production of Mouse World Radio.